World War II had ended, but peace did not last. Two superpowers now stood at the center of the world, the United States and the Soviet Union. Once allies, they quickly became rivals, not just for power, but for ideology. The United States stood for democracy and free markets. The Soviet Union stood for communism and state control. Two different visions for the future of humanity, and neither side was willing to step back. Thus began the Cold War, a conflict without direct large-scale battles between the two powers, but filled with tension, fear, and global competition. Nations around the world were forced to choose sides. Europe was divided. An iron curtain fell across the continent. On one side, free nations. On the other, communist regimes. In 1947, the United States introduced the Truman Doctrine, a promise to support countries resisting communism. Soon after came the Marshall Plan, helping rebuild Western Europe and strengthen democratic allies. But the rivalry escalated. Both sides raced to build nuclear weapons powerful enough to destroy entire cities. The world lived under constant threat. At any moment, war could begin, and it nearly did. In 1962, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the world came closer to nuclear war than ever before. For 13 days, tension gripped the planet, but in the end, both sides stepped back. The danger remained. The conflict spread beyond Europe. In Korea, in Vietnam, proxy wars where the superpowers supported opposing sides. The Cold War was everywhere, even in space. In 1969, the United States achieved a historic victory. Apollo 11 landed on the moon, a powerful symbol of American innovation and determination. But decades passed, and the pressure on the Soviet Union grew, economically, politically, socially. Then, in 1989, something extraordinary happened. The Berlin Wall fell, a symbol of division, gone. And just 2 years later, in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. The Cold War was over. The United States stood as the world's leading superpower. But victory brought new questions. What would America do with its power? And what kind of world would come next? The Cold War had ended, but history was far from finished.